in many ways in an office making salary cap and roster decisions.
Well, I mean, they oversee a lot of that stuff, right?
Yeah, but they're not in the locker room.
Man, oh man.
But he's not in the locker room.
What a mess. See this rain?
Or react when it comes to
Come
leading
on,
these
shut
guys.
up.
You know,
Come on. See the rain out there? Ah, Shkamata Ming. Saturday morning rain. Nobody likes it more than I do. Oh, fuck. I'm off tomorrow. Maybe we'll just go back out tomorrow. Tomorrow being Sunday. Maybe all the people that didn't have their garage sale today will have it tomorrow. Oh, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. That's it. I mean, what can we do? Yeah, so, I mean, you want to talk about, you know, what do you want to do? You guys want to talk more video games, you know? When's the last time you played a good co-op game with your buddy? I don't know, maybe the new systems. Maybe on the new systems, they're all over the place. But I'll tell you what, back in my time, coming up on the Intellivision, coming up on the ColecoVision, coming up on the Atari, 26, well, not so much the Atari because I didn't have it, but playing other people's Atari, you didn't have many co-op games. Incidentally, the very first game I ever played, Space Spartans, was a co-op game for the Intellivision. So maybe that's what caused, you know, my fascination with video games. Because, you know, first impressions last a lifetime. And, yeah, Space Spartans. Space Spartans, if I'm not mistaken. It was Space something. I'm pretty sure it was Space Spartans. But, you know, your buddy, what would happen is you'd move your pieces around the board. And we really didn't know what we were doing. We would just move our pieces randomly just to get to the battle sequence. And then you get to the battle sequence and UFOs would fly across the board and whatnot. And even like, almost like, I know it wasn't mode 7, but it would almost mode 7 at you. They'd get larger and larger and larger, which was probably just an animation. And your buddy would work the crosshairs, and I would do the firing. Like my friend Todd would move the crosshairs, and what you'd have to do is you'd have to lead off the UFOs a little bit, and then, you know, I would fire. And there's a real power behind when you guys are working, you know, towards the same objective. You know, playing against each other is cool, the spirit of competition, I get it. But when you guys are playing together, man, it's like, you know, towards the same objective, that's like, that really vulcanizes, you know, your, I don't know. You could just play forever. I mean, I remember playing Contra. The Nintendo's where the co-op games really started to shine. I think games like Contra really brought that out. Games like Contra, games like Jackal. Oh boy, we'll get back to Jackal. Games like Battletoads. I can remember playing Contra. Sleepovers over my friend Rex's house playing Contra till the sun came up. And then keep on playing Contra until we were eating breakfast. And then come back and keep on playing Contra until you just dropped from exhaustion. And, you know, we were able to beat Contra on 3 guys. Which is something I don't know if I could do now. I mean, you know, with enough practice and dedication. But Jesus Christ, who has the fucking time? Oh, my God. I think that's the reason why anybody gets bad at video games. You just don't have the time anymore. And Jackal. Oh my God, Jackal was like... Nobody really talks about Jackal that much, man, but you and your buddy get on a game of Jackal, and that is another game you could play all night long. And it used to have that music, that Konami... It was that Konami music, but Jackal had the kick drum. The kick drum sound was so piercing, it used to pierce the speaker. You know, because we used to play it, it used to come through the TV speaker. And that bass drum sound would, like, pierce the speaker. It was almost like when they put together the song, they didn't say, okay, let's make this, let's use this bass drum sound. They said, let's use this electronic blip sound for the bass drum. And it comes out so clean and so tight. Ah, great music in Jackal. And then I can remember playing Battletoads. And, you know, naturally you'd get to the part where you were on the, you know, the gliders. We call them gliders. We didn't even I'm calling it glider now. The gliders, where you would have to jump over the speed bumps. And, you know, everybody likes to say that was really hard. But if you and your friends could coordinate well, and, you know, you'd have to, like... use signals and talk to each other and whatnot. And I can remember late nights, sleeping over Rex's house, and we'd be playing Battletoads and just like yelling, like 'cause you get lost in it, and you just start. You get lost in it, and you just start you start yelling and screaming. You wouldn't realize that it's 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And Rex's father used to come down, and he would say two things. He'd either go, Rex, God damn it. And if he was real pissed, he'd say his full name. And I don't want to say his full name, like a 3-part name: his first name, his middle name, and his last name. That's how you knew he was really pissed off. He's like, you know, and you know, Rex had his parents wrapped around his fingers, so. You know, he'd be like, all right. Even like yelling back at him. Which is something I could never get away with. But, yeah, and then, you know, we'd quiet down. And then start playing. And then it would ramp up to, you know, mayhem again. We never beat Battletoads, though. Beat Contra, beat Jackal. Beat Life Force, a co-op game? I don't know. I'm not just gonna talk about Nintendo for now. I'm not gonna get into TurboGrafx, because when we talk about Dungeon Explorer, we take another hour on this. So anyway, what am I doing? Anyway, look at this. Anyway, I'm Bithead1000. It's pouring rain outside. We're trying to maintain a positive attitude. And you tuned into the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization. Join us.
Got any video games at all?
Actually,
Find out if anybody has who can.
but I have old Nintendo games.
Oldest?
Yeah,
Okay.
old Nintendo system and the games.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Sorry, but my PC will just really quick. Oh, it's over there. Sorry. games and the system for $50.
For 50?
Mom, how much are your DVDs? Which one? $1. Can I just grab his jersey? I don't know. He hasn't answered me about the jersey. How much is your hamper? The hamper is $5.
Yeah. 15. Did you take $30 for it?
Sorry. Let me find out. Alright, thanks. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll play back. Bye. He said yeah. That's fine.
Oh, this too?
I just want to make sure because I didn't even go through the instructions because it feels like anything else.
Sure.
Ballerina, yes. How many you have?
Bobby did. And he's got playing like all of his going on. Sorry. Oh yeah.
Probably is clear, but
I don't know what these things are.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it all out for you, but I don't know what it is.
This is a different cartridge. I don't know.
Oh.
This is for the little Nintendo.
Hey, you're not helping me out, buddy. You're not helping me out here.
Let me just get you changed.
Yeah.
Everything is clear, whatever. Oh no, that's just for to load those things and music. This you don't need, I don't know. Now this is to put the instrument, to tune it.
Well, you could leave the games in there. That's okay.
Which one? I want this one?
Yeah, the little games.
Yeah, okay.
Just throw them in there. That thing I don't need.
What a fucking asshole that guy was. I go over, I ask the girl if she's got any video games. She goes over and she opens up a box and this guy dives into the box. What a fucking dick. That's why you gotta be on people like glue, because you got these fucking snakes that crawl out of the grass. And then after I buy the system, she goes, let me just make sure there's nothing in there that's not supposed to be in there. And he starts helping her out. Get the fuck out of here! I felt like saying, get the fuck out of here! Asshole!
Okay.
Unless you're really in love with books, in which case take a look.
I look for video games. Do you have any of that kind of stuff?
I don't have any video games.
No.
You
Okay.
know what? I might have a video. Oh, this doesn't stick. I might have a video game that I just sent it.
What do you got?
I'm trying to remember what game I stopped using. I gave mostly everything away.
Yeah.
You know what I had? I really regret giving it away. I had an original Nintendo, like 30 games.
Yeah.
Gave them all away.
You gave them away.
I love those games. There's nothing like them.
That's what I look for. I look for older video games.
That's what I would. Which game had? No, I think so. Now, let me just see what I do actually have. Okay. I couldn't have much.
Okay.
These won't stick for me. I'll get. Which is, believe me, I'm talking a handful. If I have 5, it'll be a lot.
Okay.
But I tell you what, if I have 5 and you want 'em,
Yeah. I'll take a look. Yeah, sure. Yeah, look at that. More than
what about this console itself?
Yeah, you have the console too?
I think so.
Let me see.
But the thing is, I have the console, but it hasn't been plugged in 7 years. I don't know if it's going to even work.
Yeah.
What kind of salesman are you?
Yeah, honestly.
It just is out again. I didn't realize I had that many.
Oh, we used to play Donkey Kong Country.
But this is in like 10 different systems. This is Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah, Super Nintendo. What would you be asking for them?
How much would you be giving me?
Huh?
Well, let me get the console. The package deal.
Okay.
What code was this thing? It's been so long, I don't know.
Which one do you think?
Oh, the
The bench?
Does one of these two go with this?
yeah, I think so.
Which?
Yeah,
Both?
I think they both do.
Okay.
But no controller for it.
Shit. What do they look like?
I don't know. It's
Wait,
like
wait,
the
I must have 'em.
the joystick.
No, I didn't have a joystick. Does it have
Okay.
something else?
Just the joystick. Yeah.
I'll look.
Okay.
How much is it?
How much you asking for everything? $20.
Okay.
Okay.
let
What's
me see if I
that?
have- I'll go 10. Let me see if I have the controller with it.
Okay.
Was it joystick? You sure it didn't have anything else? I don't remember using a joystick in this game. Let me just see what's there.
All right.
I'm leaving.
All right. There you go.
I hope you could get used to that.
Yeah, I will.
The only one I really regretted is the original.
Yeah, I know.
The games don't repeat because I had like what was the game? Solomon's Key.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of games that don't exist anymore. Balloon Fight.
Yeah.
Good for young kids.
Yeah, I know what you
stuff,
mean.
And everything now is more complicated and more graphic.
Yeah.
You do.
Have a good sale. Got any
I
video
don't know.
games at all? Any video games at all?
Yeah, we do have.
What's that?
We have DS games.
Oh, DS
There's
games?
Games. There was games over here.
Oh, the DS games aren't out here?
I don't think it's selling the DS. Or that. The rest you can pull them out. They didn't take them out.
Mm-hmm. How much you asking for them?
I think he was doing 5 and some are 8. He left, so if you don't get back however many. Thank you.
Here. There you go. Put it down. Stay still, please.
Would you take 5 for these two? Let me put the coffee down. I take a look at our progress over the course of the past month. And you know what? We've been fucked. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, you know, Bidhead, that ain't fair. You know, we found some nice things here and there. Well, I'm no new jack around here. Okay, I can remember the days bringing my car home with so much gear in it that I would actually hurt my back taking it out. And that's no joke. Alright, maybe it's a joke. Today was the first day, okay? Today was the first day where we were the ones doing the fucking. Anybody, I feel bad for the son of a bitch that went to the garage sales that we went to and asked for Nintendo games and whatnot. Because we were the guys that just left with it. We were the guys, oh, we got all the stuff. Yeah. We were the guys that took it this time. Your time is going to come. Alright? It's just a matter of time and patience. Sure, I could have gave up after this past month. I could have said, yeah, that's it. You know, there's nothing left out there. It's dry. It'll happen. I promise you that. So let's move on to the first garage sale. And now I'm probably going to wind up blowing off a little steam here because I'm still pissed off about it. I'm looking at my wrist like I got a watch on. Theater of the mind. It's 2:30, 3 o'clock. We cut it short a little early today because I found everything that we found in the morning. And, you know, I was so excited to get home and just and talk with you guys, because I think today's the opening day. Garage sailing ultimately begins today because of the weather and just because of the amount of signs I saw on the poles. I mean, this is it. We're here. This is prime time. Beginning of May. Prime time. Okay, so let's get into it. It's important to tell the story behind this first garage sale. It's 8:30 in the morning. And I asked the girl if she has video games. And she says, yeah, I got a box of old Nintendo stuff. I tried to sound not interested. But as she walked over there, she pulled the box out. As soon as she flipped the lid off, I got this dickhead over here who starts reaching in and grabbing around. So listen, I don't want to make a scene or anything like that, even though I want to punch him in his fucking nose. But, so I immediately go in there to try to establish, like, okay, I was here first, you know, dickhead, go away. Which didn't work because he kept on thumbing around in there. So here we go. It's early in the morning. She's telling me she wants $50 for it. I got Bozo right next to me digging around in there like he's interested. So I'm like, okay, what kind of offer would I make? On a normal day, later on in the day, $20, $25. But I shoveled out, I told her $30 because I figured that was enough to keep Knucklehead away, and maybe she'd grab it this early in the morning. So we paid $30 for it. A little high as far as I'm concerned, but you know, that's the story behind it. Let's see what we got. Okay. Here's a Nintendo. It's complete. 2 joysticks, AC cord, and RF cable. Now, here's an important little tip for you guys that go out there. Say you have the Nintendo already, you're not interested in the game. I tell you this a million times. Look in the slot. Because there was a Super Mario Brothers 2 in there, and it would have sucked to pass that up. Because Super Mario Brothers 2 is Bithead 1000's all-time favorite Mario game. Which really doesn't make any sense because it's not actually a Super Mario Brothers game. But anyway, okay, let's get into it. All right. He's got a lot of covers on. Just blast the covers off. Okay. City Connection. Interesting title. I've never played it before. Gyrus. You know, there was a point where I thought this show was going to go in the direction that I was only going to collect shooters. I thought that would be a really nifty direction to go. Just collect shooters for all the systems, just pass everything else up. Or not pass everything else up, maybe sell everything else and just acquire more shooters. But, you know, maybe it's a pipe dream. Maybe that's for later on. I don't know. Okay. Batman by Sunsoft. The major thing about Sunsoft, the thing I like about Sunsoft so much is their music. I think Sunsoft makes some of the most beautiful 8-bit music out there. All right. Goal. The Adventures of Dino Riki, which is a Hudson Soft game, which I find pretty neat because I happen to like Hudson Soft. You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You guys know how I feel about this game. I really like it. I have fond memories of it growing up growing up as a kid playing this. A lot of people trash this game, but I think it's a really solid game. It's a very hard game, but I think it's a very good game. Okay. Another Sunsoft game, Spy Hunter. You know, I used to play Spy Hunter for the ColecoVision religiously. I absolutely loved the game. And for some reason, I never played it in the arcade. And for some reason, when it came out for the Nintendo, I was expecting, like, a better experience. Like I just expected it to be much, much better because everything was much better on the Nintendo than it was on the Coleco. And really, Coleco had a pretty solid Spy Hunter game. So, Spy Hunter, Side Pocket, Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, torn label, Baseball, Capcom Section Z, pretty neat. Capcom shooter. I love shooters. Capcom shooters. Konami shooters for the Nintendo. You can't go wrong. Top Gun. Tennis. Something about tennis games I always enjoyed. I always liked tennis games, especially the Nintendo tennis games. Me and my buddy Rex used to play all the tennis games because he liked tennis too, and I don't know, it was just weird. And this is a very basic and simple. All of the original black box sports games for the Nintendo are really entertaining. Even ice hockey is probably my favorite hockey game of all time. I mean, simple sports games are something that they're just very enjoyable. To compete with friends on very basic type of sports games is great. When sports games get really complex, I think they really lose something. All right, let's keep it moving, huh? Mock Rider. A lot of black box titles in here. Pinball, this is heavy, man. This is really heavy. Like Mock Rider, this one's really, this is heavy. Does the ROM chip have to be that big for black box pinball? Okay. Commando. This game fucking pissed me off as a kid. I used to play this game endlessly trying to beat it. You can't beat it. It just keeps on going on and on and on and on. It just gets more and more difficult. But a great game, though. A great game. Konami's Commando. And here's a game I'm super excited to have. Star Soldier, which I believe is the predecessor to Superstar Soldier for the TurboGrafx 16. That is just like an immensely great shooter for the TurboGrafx 16. So, Texans Star Soldier, made in Japan. Pretty neat. Okay. Tetris. TNC Surf Design. Gyromite. Kung Fu. I've spoken about a lot of these games in past videos, so I don't really want to elaborate on them and waste too much of your precious time. So, here we go. But here's one that I've never played before, and I'm very excited about this one. Acclaim's Star Voyager. Very interesting. Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Super Mario Brothers and Ripped Label. You guys never played Ripped Label? Alright. Enough of the jokes. Enough of the bad jokes. And NES's Play Action Football. So there you go. There you have it. And then, oh wait, we also have the NES cleaning kit, which looks complete, less the solution, the cleaning solution. Maybe it's in there. I don't know. Listen, you got to keep it moving over here. All right, so another RF cord, and now let me get the rest of the stuff out of the box. Okay, and that's another thing. After I bought the box of stuff, she goes, "Oh, let me go in there and just make sure there's no other stuff," because there was like a pack of playing cards in there and some other things. And then Chucklehead comes back into the loop, and he decides he's going to help her dig through the box and find all the things that aren't related to the video games. Fucking son of a bitch, man. Imagine the balls on this guy. So anyway, there was a couple of leftover things in there. Another RF cable. SpongeBob SquarePants for the Game Boy Advanced, which I asked them to put back in the box. Konami Collector Series Arcade Advanced. That's interesting. Okay. And Tony Hawk's Underground. So yeah. So there you have it. That is, let's see here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that's 25 Nintendo games in the Nintendo system, plus a couple of Game Boy Advance games. So that's bad. I didn't realize there were that many games in there, so maybe that wasn't such a bad deal. So what a pleasure and what a treasure it almost seems lately to find Super Nintendo and Super Nintendo games out there at the garage sales. I mean, you know, probably the most difficult, you know, this is like the bald eagle. It's an endangered species, let's just put it that way. You know, so, okay, here we go. I think a desirable system to have, the Super Nintendo with the AV cord and the RF box. I mentioned that it was 2 RF boxes, one of them's for this. Anyhow. And the games. Tetris Attack. I'm a huge fan of Tetris. I play Tetris on the toilet bowl religiously. I got it on my cell phone. I almost beat it. I was 9 lines away from beating it. Of course, my stepson, my girlfriend's son, was 15 years old, was kind enough to beat it for me and make me look like a complete idiot. Okay. Krusty's Super Fun House. Donkey Kong Country. I've never played the Donkey Kong Country series, and you know, which kind of I guess it kind of, I'm having trouble talking right now. It kind of takes away from my, I feel like an idiot as a gamer, and I haven't played games like Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country is one of those types of games where I feel stupid for not have playing the series. And you know, this is good. It's the first one. It's probably a good place for me to start. You know, I heard that, you know, graphically for the time they were magnificent. The music is excellent, and you know, I know a lot of people hold this game close to their hearts. Okay, Ren and Stimpy Vidiots. You know, Ren and Stimpy, I'm talking a lot here, I apologize. I'm going to blast through these games, but Ren and Stimpy is such a great cartoon. I can remember watching Ren and Stimpy back in the day. And there was one episode where Ren had the flu really bad. And Stimpy was like, how about I give you a sponge bath? You can lay in bed and I'll give you a sponge bath. You'll feel so much better. And Ren was like, he's like, I don't know about that. I don't want anybody to see. And Stimpy's like, oh, come on, nobody's going to see. He's like, I'll give you a sponge bath and you'll feel so much better. So Ren, like, reluctantly, he's like, okay. So Stimpy runs and grabs the bucket and the sponge and whatnot. And he starts giving Ren the sponge bath. And Ren's like, oh, this is great. And then they pan over to the window and you see, like, all the neighbors looking through the window like this. And the music's like, dun, 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 And then, it was just real funny. Or maybe not. Anyway, Ren and Stimpy. Home Alone 2. Another Tetris game. Tetris 2. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Which incidentally we played for the Sega Genesis. But I've never played it for the Super Nintendo. Beethoven. Mortal Kombat. This particular version of Mortal Kombat for Super Nintendo, me and my buddy rented, and we were so excited. And when we played it, we were so pissed off because there was no blood or gore in this version of the game. I think all the blood was like perspiration. It looked like water. And I can remember that was like Nintendo. We used to hate as kids. You had a love and hate relationship with Nintendo. You loved Nintendo because they had great games. But then you hated Nintendo because it was always geared towards, it always seemed like it was geared toward the younger kids and whatnot. And, Sega Genesis had that, TurboGrafx had that, like, Japanese edge, like, it was so, like, Japanese, kind of had an edge about it. And the Sega Genesis had that PC almost edge, like a lot of stuff slipped through the cracks. Had a lot of violent sort of titles and whatnot. But the Nintendo was just like, we just used to hate Nintendo. We wanted to write them letters and whatnot to tell them, like, how we felt. I'm sure that would have went real far. Anyhows, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. All these games are in real nice shape. This one happens to have the dust cover. And, wow. A game I'm super excited about. It's Super Metroid. Now, Super Metroid, to me, I feel it's a game I used to have a long time ago. I remember trading it for, what did I trade it for? Maybe I don't remember. But I remember I had a big sleepover party and we all played Super Metroid. My buddy Scott almost beat it. He stayed up all night playing Super Metroid. Anyhow, what I consider one of the great Metroid games, probably right next to the original Metroid and the one for the Game Boy Advanced that everybody raves about, that I've never played before, which is like a revisit of the original Metroid. So yeah, there we have it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Super Nintendo games, and the Super Nintendo I offered the guy $20. Funny story. There was a guy sitting there eyeballing it, and I recognized this guy. And he told the guy he'd give him $10. I don't know if you heard that or not, because all he did was see the system. And if you noticed in the video, I put a toaster, because when I saw him, I put a toaster in front of the game. So from his perspective, he couldn't see the games because I didn't want him blowing the whistle on me and telling the guy, oh, it's worth a lot more, or I'll give you more for him. Because, after that first garage sale, You know, I'm not fucking around with any of these dingbats. So you got to be careful out there, man. People are shady. I mind my business. I would sit there and just bite my tongue and say, you know what? Let the guy get his good deal. Because naturally I'd want a good deal. I mean, if there's no way I'm going to get it, I say, you know, just let the guy have his good deal. Okay, anyway, other than that, at the last garage sale, where did I put it? At the last garage sale, this is the craziest thing ever. Last week we picked up Devilish for the Sega Genesis. And I was curious about the game. Something about it was intriguing me. And one of you guys wrote a comment. I forget the guy's name. I can't remember his name. But he said, I had Devilish for the Nintendo DS. I was addicted to that game. It's a great game. And look at this. We find classic action Devilish for the Nintendo DS. I just thought that was so wild. And also Sonic Classic Collection for the Nintendo DS. And now, you know, DS games, you know, I don't really go bonkers over. But I mean, this is Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. So, I mean, you know, give me a DS and, you know, I could sit on the toilet and play that for hours until my sciatic nerve gets pinched and I paralyze myself from the waist down. All right, enough of the buffoonery. So, how are we going to do this? I don't know if you guys have time for this, time to stick around, but I'd love to get these games up on the game shelf for you so we could see how it looks. So nice to get some old Nintendo games and some Super Nintendo games. I mean, ultimately, that's what I want to see up here on the shelves. Okay, a couple more here. Here we go. All right, I'm not going to make them nice and neat or anything. I just want to get them up there. And the Super Nintendo stuff. It's not really supposed to be down here, but we'll put it down here. I know, you guys got to go out and cut the lawn or something? Am I wasting your time? Hold on. Alright. That's like that. That's like that. Okay. And the only reason why I do this is because I feel this is a very, very important part of the show. And the DS games, we'll just put them up here with the other two Game Boy games. And that's it. How do you like that, guys? This to me was a very, very exciting, and it should be to you too, exciting day at the garage sales. And hopefully we can pull this off again next week. So, I'm Bithead 1000. You're tuned into the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization. And I'll see you next time.